Hi Eamon, thanks again for giving us the time for the interview. So, is last week's incident with Alex Ferguson the beginning of the end for Rio Ferdinand at Manchester United?
Well, I think Rio Ferdinand was, he's lost a couple of yards of pace, and he's been a shadow of the player he was at his best for a year or two now. So I think his falling out with Ferguson, Ferguson was wrong to bully him. He's entitled to make his own opinion out. He's entitled to his own opinion about what is a very sensitive subject, racism in football. So I don't think it will damage his relationship with Ferguson so much as his general decline as a player. He is not the player he used to be, and when Manchester United have all their players fit, Vidic will be their centre half. Jones and Smalling will also be. Smalling in particular can play in that position, but Jones can also. So I think Ferdinand's days at Old Trafford are certainly numbered, and he will. I think you won't see him there next season. Certainly not as a leading player.
And next, the Merseyside derby is on Sunday. Everton are already 6 points ahead of Liverpool. So can we say the Toffees are the better team now?
Well, yes, you can say that they are the more mature team and the more predictable team, because they made a very good start to the season. All their players are proven, and they've signed one or two very good players. Jelavic, particularly, the front player. Leighton Baines is playing really well. England international left back, top player. Whereas Liverpool are a work in progress. New manager. New style of play, several new players, some of them young. Jonjo Shelvey, for example, who's done really well in midfield. So, yeah, I think Everton would be a more mature and settled team, whereas Liverpool have a long way to travel to meet their expectations, which would always be to be contending for trophies, to be in the top four and therefore in the Champions League. That's Liverpool's tradition, and Brendan Rodgers has a long way to go to have a team that's capable of meeting those expectations. He's going to need finance. He's going to need the owners to give him money, and there'll be a question mark over that because of all the money that was wasted and spent last year on people like Carroll. At the moment, Everton would be probably the more dependable side, but it's a fascinating match they have this weekend, and it's I'm tipping the draw. There's never much between those two clubs, regardless of league position.
And finally, this week's tips.
This week's tips. Well, the very big match of the weekend, I think, is Chelsea-Manchester United on Sunday. It's at Stamford Bridge. I think Manchester United will beat them. So I'm going for a Manchester United win in that game. I'd also go for Manchester City to beat Swansea, which is probably a bit of a no-brainer. And I go for Newcastle to beat West Brom. That would be my win treble. And we got 2 of our 3 draws up last weekend, and I've got draws again this weekend. Yeah, I think my 3 draws would be, I'd start off with Liverpool-Everton, because it's a local derby, always very tight, those games. You could make a strong case out that Everton will be too experienced for them, but I think that's likely to be a draw. West Ham away to Wigan, I think that's highly likely to be a draw as well. And Sunderland away to Stoke. Sunderland are always very difficult to beat. They did us a favour by drawing with Newcastle last week, so I think doubles and trebles. Wigan West Ham, Everton Liverpool, Stoke Sunderland.
Eamon, thanks again for your time.
We had a 10-1 winner, the 2 draws last.